Boleh Satu, dua, tiga. Action. What's up guys, Farhan here with Za once again, and today we have our brother here, Ahmad. How are you, man?
I'm alright, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming down to do a review of your bike. This one is motor sekolah macam ni.
CB190R. A lot of people have been asking to review this bike actually.
Yeah, surprising. Even though it's a school bike, even though it's related to Za's bike and Fight Hawk also.
Yeah, I mean, initially I didn't want to review this bike because the engine is the same as the Fight Hawk and the Tourism.
The engine and chassis, both
so I don't see the need. But then there are a few requests asking for this bike to be reviewed, you know. So here it is.
Alhamdulillah. So before Ahmad tell us a story about his Honda CB190R, I'm going to give a bit of background about it. Initially named the CBF190R for the domestic Chinese market in 2015, it made its debut as the Honda CB190R for international sales. Made by Wuyang Honda, a Chinese joint venture, it is mostly targeted for developing markets. Its Street Fighter-inspired design is adapted from the Kawasaki Z series. The CB190R is conceptualized as an upgrade in the 150cc category. Riders wanting improved performance and styling with a budget to match. Its chassis and engine has been derived to other models as well. Engine is a 184cc air-cooled single-cylinder SOHC with fuel injection and a 5-speed manual transmission. In Singapore, the CB190R is notable for its use as a learner's motorcycle. Alright guys, so shout out to our sponsor Liqui Moly.
Do check out their online store for awesome motorbike care related products.
Support us by clicking on the link below to view the range of products,
Or use our promo code upon checking out.
Hey you! Yes, you! Looking to finance your dream bike but you cannot afford a brand new one and the only other option is a used bike? Look no further! EXTOL Global provides your motorcycle financing needs, including hire purchase plans for buying your bike that's used on the internet, COE renewals, refinancing for bikes under COI that your friend wanna let go. Best of all, you can apply online, fuss-free, and EXTOL's friendly credit executive will work out a plan to finance your dream bike. EXTOL Global's goal is to create a cheaper, easier, and transparent platform for people to buy their bikes. What are you waiting for? Refinance your dream bike with EXTOL Global. Ahmad,
Yes.
can you tell us why you got the CB190R?
Okay, to be honest, I hate the look of this bike. I absolutely hate. Because in my mind, when you look at a motorcycle, right, if it doesn't have a round headlight, to me it doesn't look like a motorcycle.
So you prefer a classic look lah?
Yeah, you know,
Classic naked setup.
you know, Super 4, you know, that Honda Phantom. You know, you look at, in the distance, you see that one round headlight, that is a motorcycle. Yeah.
Okay.
But why didn't you get like
Okay.
R, the XXR for example?
Okay, because back then, I bought this bike in very late 2019. So back then, XSR wasn't around. The only to be with a round headlight, new available is the CB150R, the X-Motion. Yeah, the X-Motion. But two issues. Number one, X-Motion that time was relatively, back then, it was expensive.
Oh, okay.
You know, it was about, all the bikes about 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, X-Motion maybe about 12 or 13, right? Then second, I didn't want to, there was a sale going on actually. So of those of you who actually went to BBDC in late 2019, you have noticed this Repsol color bike in the entrance. Then Bunsi was having a sale for minus insurance, whatever, was 8,500.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So because of that, and
including the COE?
not including COE, but not including insurance plus all the other, you know, small things lah.
Wait,
murah kan?
Murah gila, sial.
So of course there are multiple reasons for this lah, but maybe we get into it a bit later lah. Yeah, and also because my parents insist that I get a first-hand bike. Because
there's a stigma, right?
Yeah.
The second-hand bike is well abused.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean the stigma is you may never know what problem will come up.
Exactly. Yeah. Because one thing was, because my mother's side, they are all riders. So both my uncle and my granddad, when they bought the second-hand bike, 2-3 days later, will break down in the middle of the highway. Okay. Confirm one. So that's why like, okay, get the first-hand bike.
Well, in my personal opinion, all bikes will break down eventually.
All bikes break down, but
So,
you know,
whatever bike you want, even second hand also just get. Anyway, it's your high, get second
I mean,
hand.
in my
there was no choice.
in my personal opinion, if you ask me, I would get a second-hand bike because why? The tuition fee.
Tuition fee.
Because you want to learn about the bike. The bike will eventually break down, whether it's new or it's second-hand. Basically, when the bike breaks down, you will learn more about the bike, how to take care of it, what is the actual problem of the bike that you eventually will see in other bikes
In the future.
So the tuition fee for such
It's priceless.
it's priceless. You know, if you take a small second-hand bike, it breaks down on you. You learn about it. You know, when you upgrade yourself to a bigger bike, the tuition fee is much higher. You know, so if you can learn the small bike, the problems of a small bike, with that knowledge, you can actually use it on the bigger bike and prevent yourself from incurring higher repair costs.
That's true.
That is my school of thought lah.
It's basically a Bunsu bike,
It's an Asian bike, yes.
Surprisingly, I didn't know that.
Comes with the 12-month warranty.
The golden one.
The golden warranty.
I'm actually very surprised, you know. Bunsu brings in this bike, but not the tourism or the Fight Hawk. The
Yes.
tourism and the Fight Hawk are made from the same factory, you know.
It is the same factory,
Wuyang
Honda. But actually, there's a reason for that. One of the reasons is actually because the 190R was not only marketed in China, but it also marketed in Brazil and South America. So since this was a global export bike, this is why Bunsu brought it in.
But
190X and it's not. There is another 190 Scrambler XR.
not the XR.
Not XR. But it's
I don't know.
190.
It's 190X.
Yeah.
190X.
It's not 200X, no. It's a 200X.
XE 190X. The Scrambler.
Yeah, the Scrambler kind.
It was available in Australia.
Australia?
It's also, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's also available in, I think in India. If I'm not
India.
mistaken. Terjatuh.
Fake license plate drop.
So yeah, I mean in Brazil also.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also additionally, the 200X also uses the same engine.
Oh yeah, that one is from India, right? India.
Basically, the mechanics, the engine is the same.
Engine and frame.
Also the Honda Hornet.
Hornet 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah, that one has been selling in Singapore also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also an Indian made with the same engine. So
frame.
basically any bike, Honda 190 engine, okay, you don't have to worry about spare parts because there's a lot of it.
That one definitely true. And if you cannot get spare part, you can always buy from Taobao.
So maybe you want to share about the basic general performance and
Okay.
and the handling of this bike.
Okay, so as anyone who has gone to a riding school will know, CB190R is generally quite handling wise, it's really not bad lah. You know, it turns where you want to go. As Farhan like say, it turns on a dime. Yeah,
Basically it's a team like.
it's very tame, and part of this is because the pickup is complete crap.
I mean, it's a class 2B.
It is a class 2B, but you compare to the Kapchai will go faster than you. Sa will definitely know.
Yeah, of course lah. I mean, this engine is not built for speed.
It is
Unless
definitely-
If you want speed, you might as well get the MT-15.
Yeah.
The Yamaha 155 engine
That
has
is
more torque and more
Horsepower.
Horsepower.
I think it's up to 19 point something horsepower.
I think so.
This one is 16, 15.
So if you are considering for speed, you might as well get a MT-15.
Definitely
Right.
true.
What about reliability? Since you guys share the same so-called bike,
Okay, you maybe.
Okay,
first.
I'll start first. Okay, if you go to any shop, I think especially kalau there's this shop at Panjang Garage, something like that. The mechanics see this bike coming in, they know 190 again.
Why?
Because this engine is notorious for having reliability issues. This is like the bad mark against the bike lah. So there are multiple owners of the bike who bought the bike from brand new, but they had to do a top overhaul or engine overhaul within the same year of buying. So there are a lot of reports of that. Clutch plate wearing out, gasket leak, stock chain is complete crap, whatever lah.
I never had that issues, you know.
surprisingly, Zah never had the issues.
Yeah,
Even though
and he brought it to Thailand.
and his peers had some issues as well.
Yeah.
Also.
I do not know. Maybe the first batch of these bikes
It could definitely be like production issues.
had production issues. But the second later on batch, you know, they had better QC. They have already looked into the problems, you know.
Yeah.
So probably that's why maybe my batch was the later
The
on
better ones lah.
better ones. But even though I bought my bike second hand,
Yeah.
right. When I took over that bike, it is the mileage is only like 1,003.
very considered.
It's
still new
almost
lah.
like as good as I buy the bike already run in.
That's true.
The
That's
previous
true.
owner just
True.
helped me run in. So
You get the new bike without all the headache.
Yeah. So basically, I bought my bike so-called relatively new. I don't have any issues that a lot of these riders complain about, you know. I mean, in the CB190X WhatsApp group, some of the riders actually complain about camshaft, timing chain. I did change my timing chain lah, but it's already at 70,000.
Yeah, that one is bila dah well used.
Yeah, well used. It's already well used, you know. Even the first 20,000, I don't have any issue with the engine.
Oh, okay.
So probably it may be because of production, or it may be because of the riders' riding style.
Because being Zah here, you know, when he rides around like a pakcik.
He's not. He's stable. He's stable. He's keeping it cool.
He never exceeds above 91. Never. Even in
but
Thailand also.
To be fair, with this bike, don't think about going more than 90 lah.
I mean, it's
It's a class 2B lah.
okay.
It's a class 2B, not made for speed.
Okay, so I want to talk about the general design. Like you say, it's a street fighter. Supposedly, it's a street fighter.
Street Fighter
It's a
lah.
street fighter lah, but
Yes.
it looks so weird. Like there's
Yeah,
angular lines on the tank here.
Yeah.
And the body cladding over here, I don't know what is it for. What the fins for?
Okay.
The vents for.
So, as you know, this CB190 engine is an air-cooled 184.4cc. Everything here is cosmetic. It has absolutely no use. Except, I think the only good thing, and this is what I will share lah, when you drop the bike, don't worry about your fuel tank, because the fairing will break first. Yeah. So actually, this happened to me. Of course lah, you know, when you just new, you just start the bike, as you say, the tuition fee, right? I get on the bike, I want to get off, jatuh. Jatuh bodoh lah. You know, it happens to everyone. So, yeah.
So the fairing break?
The fairing broke. It was cracked over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Then my pedal also pecah. What was it called? The step. Footrest also pecah. And all that. So
change everything
no, I only replaced the footrest and the fairings.
So basically, other than that, I think ABS is the ABS.
It has no ABS.
Serious?
No
Your
ABS.
one has ABS? Huh?
No.
No.
But to be fair, I think having no ABS is a good thing. I think lah.
I mean,
it's a good thing.
the CB200X has ABS.
I think anything newer than 2020.
But
like
this
that.
one, however, this one has an LCD screen. Your one still uses analog, right?
Yeah, it's still LCD.
No, it's combined.
Except for the tachometer. Tachometer is dial, digital.
Yeah.
I see. So the handlebar is clip-on, surprisingly.
Surprisingly, keep on.
I love the handlebar setup, you know. It makes it looks very...
It's a nice look.
It's nice look.
It is a nice look.
Compared to the Fight Hawk and the Tourism handlebar.
The handlebar is macam like this, right? It's like it goes like that. It's very straight, but yeah lah, it is like that lah. It is what it is.
How's the riding posture?
The riding posture is very neutral, and honestly, it's very good for beginners lah. Okay, one thing I have to say, if you are looking for a bike with low seat height, this is one of them. Minus Phantom and Kapchai for naked but street fighter inverted commas. This is one of the lowest. It is at 77 something mm. So if you are short like me, then you know this is one of those bikes that you can go for lah. Definitely. It depends. When I'm in school, they say I'm 160. When I go army, I 158. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Okay, I shrunk somehow, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So back to basics. Nothing much here. Nothing features don't have.
Nothing. It's fuel injected lah.
Okay. Basically, it's the only modern feature lah.
The only modern feature, yes. Disc brake front and rear. 5-speed transmission.
You know, and one thing I like about the exhaust is tucked in, tucked in nicely into the chassis.
It makes it easy to clean your rim, which I haven't done lah, but you know.
I know, I find Zah's exhaust very funny. The outside looks nice though, but sekali you see behind, it's a cover.
Fake.
So is it the same for this bike also?
Okay, the chrome thing is a cover. This thing is a cover. This one only lah. This is directly connected to the cat lah. That's it lah. If you take out this part, it's just one small pipe going there. Yeah.
Talking about exhaust, the other day, there was one time I talked to this abang, this abang. He was riding the CB190R. And then I parked beside him, and then we talk. Then he said, the problem with this, your bike, my bike, is the exhaust. Exhaust too big, behind. And I say, abang, this bike is marketed as an adventure bike, whereas your bike is marketed as a street bike. So that's why my exhaust is a bit outside.
It needs to go higher.
It needs to go higher.
So if you go adventure, then there is a bit of a puddle, you know. There no water goes inside the exhaust.
So what is this called again?
This is the pillion grab handle.
So this one is aftermarket, I assume.
Yeah, this is aftermarket, and I think the what is it? Brake lever guards lah. Hand guards, yes, those are aftermarket. So everything else is stock.
Everything else is stock.
Yeah.
But that's why it looks out of place lah.
Yeah, it is lah. But
because for your pillion to grab, I assume.
yeah lah, you know, at least something. If not, then actually they advertise that this pillion are supposed to grab onto this, you know.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is advertised. This is the seat loop.
I thought this is to put like paper.
Saman paper, right?
This is a police. No lah. Okay, this is what the pillion is supposed to hold on, because you know lah, if you're riding, then you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, that is the real purpose. But of course, you really want to trust your life on this.
No lah,
of course not, right? So,
alah, but you accident, you fly means you fly.
that's true lah. Nothing. If you accident, then that's it lah. But
So this serves as a put saman paper.
put some people. Last time I used to put my bike cover, like just select there. You know.
So for yourself, where you do your bike, your maintenance?
I do my bike when it was still under warranty, and if I'm really missing, I urgently need parts, then I would generally go Bunsu lah. Because usually they carry most of the parts. But after the warranty expired, Bunsu is expensive guys. I tell you they do a lot of things lah. They check everything. There's a whole list that they check, but you pay for the list lah. Yeah. And I think but they do give complimentary bike wash. So you see one update there with the bucket of water.
Enough. Then you dry your own.
Yeah. No. But Bunsu, if you want a very comprehensive one, you go Bunsu. But if you just service your oil, no need lah. I mean, I usually go for oil change at Heng Moto along Upper Changi Road.
Maintenance wise, I think being a class 2B, cheap lah.
Yeah, but you will be surprised at how important oil change is. Okay, so I digress first. For those of you who are riding any 190 inspired bike, after a certain amount of kilometers, and I think you heard this from the group, the bike will makan the engine oil. It will drain the engine oil very, very fast. As recommended from the CB190 WhatsApp group, generally it is very advisable if you have this bike to check your oil every 1,500 or 1,000.
Every week lah.
Every week. Especially if you're a delivery rider.
But I had that problem too. My bike I sent for servicing. I sent for actually top overhaul to change the gasket. It's about time already.
70,000.
I already at 80,000, you know. So I decided to, okay lah, since I have the extra cash, you know, why not I send for overhaul. I asked my mechanic at 100,000, I want to send for top overhaul lah. He said it's possible, you can. But then again, because the engine already makan the oil, right? So he said, better do now since you already got bonus, right? Bonus come in already. Okay lah, I send it for top overhaul lah. Then after top overhaul,
is it better?
It's better. It doesn't makan into the engine oil.
That's quite
Serious. I am very grateful for the top overhaul. 50,000, 60,000, you want to go for top overhaul?
I think it's
go
quite a good
ahead,
choice
but it's too short lah.
I mean, for a normal bike nowadays, top overhaul is only after 10 years, that kind of thing. But for this bike,
so I mean, for this bike, if you want to push to 100,000 also, can, no problem.
Change the engine only.
Change the bike.
But by the way, for the top overhaul, how much did it cost?
Because my one is not so much need to change. So I think it was about 800 plus.
800 plus. That's not bad, I think, for top overhaul. Including the service, labor fees, everything.
Yes, everything.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, if you go for full overhaul, then it will be about 1,000, 1,200. But then it's not necessary because your transmission is okay. Bearings that need to change, you change. My top overhaul was about like 800,000,
800,000, gila.
800 plus, not even 900, I did it at Aljunied Motors.
Okay, guys. You the bike shop.
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Aljunied Motors.
Yeah.
Later people will flood over there, how?
Okay lah, too bad lah. I got farm motor, what?
So far, we've talked a lot about things between you guys, especially since you guys share the same.
Those who know the 190 engine, you know.
What about any issues and problems you encountered with it?
I've had 2 issues so far with this bike. Okay, one I think is the most important one. After a year of owning this, there was a problem with the key. So when I put the key in, the light would start, the engine could not start. The screen would not start, but the light is on. And there was a certain position where you just put the key and then everything will start. But if you don't just fiddle with it a bit, then nothing will start at all. So that one, I don't know what was the cause. Maybe it was water, who knows lah. Maybe water got in or something. But then that one, luckily it was when the bike was under warranty lah. So I think on the last day of the warranty, I brought it to Bunsu, asked them to change. Yeah. And then
Bunsu tell you anything? No.
No, they say, lucky you come today. Tomorrow your warranty expired already. Yeah, so that was free, but lucky. And yeah, so second issue I've had is actually the transmission. I don't know about you, Azhar, but for my experience, right, I often ride along AYE lah, from Jurong to Changi and all the way back. After a certain amount of time, at least in the early days, like when I just got a bike, your gear cannot change.
Oh.
Yeah, you press the clutch in, you kick on the transmission, gear pedal, then it won't go down. It will just remain at 5.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the heat issue, because at that time I think when you can feel like the heat is quite bad lah. Then when you put, it's like stuck like that. But it takes like you have to rev it a bit, then you push it down, then it's okay. So maybe some issue with the clutch problem. I don't know if anyone else has.
Maybe yours, my one okay.
Yeah,
so
and he went to Thailand. I go Jurong and Changi only. So it just might be just my issue, but this is what I experienced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one thing.
Yes.
About this bike. I find it very peculiar.
Okay.
Is the alignment of the rear tire.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very peculiar. Because why? It is not totally center, It's somewhat off center. I didn't really believe it, right, until I went to take my 2A.
Yeah, Zah is taking his 2A, guys.
At the e-brake course, e-brake section, I was waiting, and then there's a few CB190R in front, 2B bikes in front of me. I was like, the alignment, some of it is totally off center, I was like, does it affect the riding position? The riding,
I think it affects the
agility,
riding, straight line riding
the
performance.
maneuverability, maybe. But I see your one also. It's also
Now I scared, yeah.
Never mind, we're at the workshop now.
But the workshop.
okay. Your one is not okay.
Wait, is it?
No, it's okay.
No, it's okay.
Your one is okay. Your one is not off center.
Not yet.
not off center. So still straight.
I understand it's actually inherent. The design is memang gitu lah. Like it's not intentional, but as a consequence of the gearing or the swing arm or something like that.
Maybe.
So maybe Honda they rushed it production, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah. What to say? Wuyang.
Honda should. Talking about that, talking about Honda Wuyang partnership.
Yes.
Honda should just shut up with the Wuyang part.
Well,
Yes.
because your bike got a Chinese name on it.
Yeah, it says Wuyang, right?
No, because once you put the Wuyang in, people already see China bike.
Yeah. But this is maybe the reason why Bunsu never bring a bike. Because here it just says
Honda.
It just says Honda. It only says Honda. If you don't look anything, Honda should be good lah. Then you ride, then you know lah.
I even encountered like some people, some riders of this Fight Hawk and tourism, they remove the Wuyang sticker.
Yes. It's true.
No, my one is already
The first owner removed because he say he don't like the sticker.
Keep it quiet. Just put it Honda. Honda tourism, Honda Fight Hawk. Rather than labeling it as Honda Wuyang tourism.
Interestingly, right, there is actually another bike produced by Wuyang Honda that Honda still sells, but they don't say Wuyang, which is the CB190R. Now that bike is actually a Wuyang bike, but because it is actually a derivative from CG190R engine, which was manufactured in China for so long that they just they just forgot about it lah. And also CB190R marketed in UK, and of course they won't put the Wuyang there lah.
Because of the stigma of the China bike, that's why I think they should just shut up with the Wuyang
just we know lah China bike memang rapat. Don't tell us lah.
Considering that Honda has a series of 190 inspired bikes, right? Even though yes, they use the same 190 engine, but doesn't mean that the CB200X engine is made in China, because you can just use the engine schematics and then
very true.
bring it to India, India manufacture, or maybe they can bring it to Vietnam and then manufacture the engine and then put it send it to India. You can do. There is probably the later on, the later models of the 190 inspired bikes has better improvements.
Yeah, definitely lah. Down the line, they may have improved the bike lah.
I think honestly they have, you know. Like if you don't mind, like, can I just talk about the history of this 190 engine?
We love.
Okay, so the first one of this 190 engine produced was actually the CBF190R, which is actually the exact same bike with the exhaust and everything. But because initially the CBF190R refers to is a paint scheme. The paint scheme is the Honda white, blue and red. So that paint scheme with a bit of gold trimming, that was a CBF190R. After that, then they introduced the Fight Hawk, which is CBF190X. So once they were exporting to Brazil and Singapore, I guess, it changed to CB190R lah. They dropped the F in the CBF. Like the next year, I think this was in 2017, 2018. So in 2019, they launched the CB190SS, which is the so-called retro cafe, neo-retro cafe racer inspired design, which is, honestly, I think it's quite cool because it has the two twin analog. Yeah, so that one is cool.
Which is what you love also lah.
Which is what, and it has a round headlight, and it looks like a motorcycle. Yeah, but okay, I won't talk so much about it. So after the CB190SS, which honestly has a very big following in China. If you look at the website, has been 3 successive models of CB190SS. So each one having a bit of improvement. The newest one is more of a scrambler sort of thing. So the exhaust is a bit upturned, spoke wheels, and then they changed the clock to have one big and one small. Yeah, so it's like that.
The CB190TR, right?
No, that was different.
Different. The one not Wuyang also.
Yeah. So now we go on to CBF190TR, which is made by Sundiro Honda.
Sundiro, yes.
So Sundiro Honda also one of Chinese manufacturers in partnership with Honda, which I think Farhan had reviewed, right?
It's a horrible bike.
Which is a horrible bike. Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Sundir.
Yeah. So then afterwards, there were some other models exclusive to South America, and that is I forgot what is it, XE,
the XE190,
the dirt bike,
yes.
the dirt bike inspired one. Also same engine, also same frame. Yeah. So recently, I think late or middle of 2021, Honda of India actually got the engine, the 190, and they released the Honda Hornet 2.0, which is again using same engine, same chassis, but a bit more modern lah. Same LCD screen, not same lah, but it's refined a bit. You got gear indicators and everything looks a bit nicer. But interestingly, it also has a handlebar. It is not the clip-on style that you see on the CB190R. And then recently, CB200X, which is the adventure.
Which is the X-inspired.
X-inspired. Of course, we must never forget Zah's bike, CB190X. Tourism. Also Wuyang, but I think released before the Indian model. So the original CB190X. All these Hornet 200. They try to lie that the engine is 184cc, but they don't fool us.
Well, Ahmad, I'm impressed with your knowledge of the CB190 series.
Okay, can I just plug my Instagram page?
Can.
Okay, so this is a digression. I run an Instagram page, NC39, which is a bike that it's an Instagram page that I like because I'm very interested in the history of bikes. Like how the engine transfers from different frame, different model. Like right now, I'm doing a series about all write-ups if you're into that kind of thing. But it's talking about history of the Super 4 and the NC39 engine, which is where the names come from. NC39 engine, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the Spec 1 engine with VTEC, the first Super 4 VTEC. So, little bit of trivia. Super 4's engine is actually a racing engine. It comes from CBR 400RR. So, which is, I know all the veteran riders will know, it's one of the best 2A bikes ever produced by Honda. Yeah.
I think we should hire him as our technical writer.
Yes, can.
Our technical writer.
I need him.
I'm open.
Later, after this off camera, we'll discuss.
Technical writer.
See more of Ahmad.
Yeah, because all this while, I mean, if you look at all the automotive variety shows, they have technical writers to actually write out the scripts and then
history,
put all the technical info for the presenters. So yeah, I think we need something like that.
May see me more, guys. Yeah. So yeah, that's a brief history of the Super 4, I guess, and also CB190R.
Okay, so maybe wrap this up.
Okay. I think I talked too much. Yeah.
It's okay.
Bagus lah.
It's good actually for the channel also. Yeah, but I have to say that the CB190 series here in Singapore is incredibly popular. Given that it's a starter bike in the riding school,
Just don't look down on this. Okay? Just don't look down. Even though, you know, it may feel crappy at driving school.
It is crappy. Any bike in driving school is crappy. BBDC recently brought in the Super 4 back as a 2A bike.
Yeah.
For the first few sessions, I've heard from my friend, I feel, like nice only. Give it 2 weeks, rabak already lah, the gear, everything.
People drop the bike.
People drop the bike. Yeah, you know. VTEC don't work anymore, but yeah.
I mean, this is probably all of the class 2B riders will probably this is their
It's
first
familiar
ride.
lah. It's very
Their
familiar.
first ride.
Yeah.
First ride.
If this bike was so powerful you first time you engage gear, you termelayang already. Lucky this one got slow pickup.
Yeah, true. Yeah, when I was learning, my bike was the CG125, you know.
That one is a classic. If it's with the square.
Yes, square panel, square indicators.
I think I forget mine already. Mine was, I don't know, I forget
I
it.
think yours is YBR.
IBR is it?
Because
CDC kan?
CDC.
YBR.
CDC YBR.
YBR is also another China
China
bike.
Yeah.
And it's also very good, you know.
Yeah.
It's very actually
It's very good. It's Lhasa, no?
engine is like bulletproof. Who says China bike are not good?
Maybe how to say the riding style, like usually younger riders tend to rev the bike.
Your experience may vary.
Yeah, experience
Because they
may
want
vary.
speed. We want speed.
We want speed.
Then people like Zah over here, relax.
Speed is addictive. You know, our neighbouring Southeast Asian countries, whereby underage riders are very prevalent over there. You know, once they come to an age, you know, they just want to go faster and faster.
That's why the RXZ is so popular.
That's
even
why.
in Singapore.
And it's so expensive.
Was it really?
In Malaysia, RXZ is very expensive, sir. Don't say about the 70,000 ringgit.
That one
RXZ
is just gila lah.
Yeah. Just a normal RXZ, right? You buy from the bike shop, the taxes are high, the price is very high. Yeah.
Because the stigma that comes
And the insurance
owning
for
such a bike.
insurance of RXZ is also very
They scared you
expensive.
rempit lah.
Yeah, because people use it for rempit.
Any rempit bike is expensive.
This one also can repair, I think.
Nah.
Modify the ball.
Modify. No. You 184cc. 90 only the bars are vibrating already. You don't want to go 90 one. Parents out there, if you want your child to be safe riding, ask them to buy this bike.
Yeah.
They don't want to go 90 one. They don't want.
And there's a lot
70 okay lah.
There's a lot of it in the second-hand market lah.
Yeah.
Because people all upgrade, then they don't know what to do, they sell.
Yeah, I think talking about that, we will make one special video talking about this issue about buying new bike, then upgrading, selling, and then causing flooding the bike market with
a lot of used bikes.
Yeah, used bikes.
Making the Super 4 cost $10,000.
Yes.
Crazy, man.
After a 20-year-old bike costs $10,000, guys, keep it chill, okay?
That's right.
I want to get a 2A bike too.
And then COI for like what, 5 years, 7 years, COI
$500 per month.
gila apa kurang.
Well, Ahmad, thank you so much for overtime already. I think it's more than half an hour. Really appreciate you for coming out to share
No worries.
your ride with us and also your knowledge of other motorbikes basically in general.
I'm very happy to be. I've been watching you guys since the after the FZ16, but at the RS150R.
Oh, I see. Wow, quite long.
It's been a while. Yeah.
That's like the very first few videos,
Yeah, and maybe after this off camera, we're gonna have a chat with him to discuss potential partnership. And many riders want to review the bike. You can touch us on our social media pages below.
Okay, if you have any comments, suggestions, feedbacks, put in the comment section below. Like and share this video with your riding kakis, and don't forget to subscribe. And thank you 18 Moto for sponsoring us this venue. Guys, do come down here and check out what they have to offer. And don't forget to support us as well as our sponsor, Liqui Moly. Don't check out their online store for a whole range of motorbike care products. And use our promo code upon checking out.
Yeah, that's it for the vlog. We will see you in the next one.